Hello, welcome back. So I don't have a huge amount of time tonight, but there's quite a lot to be getting on with. So we have this particular, I was going to call him a hero then, general, who is preparing to attack Athens. But something I have just noticed is that you can see the two ships here of the Thracians. And if you look at this particular one, you can see that it actually has a fairly substantial army with it. 2 silver chevrons on that unit of archers. Not that that's going to be a big threat, but still. Phalanx pikemen are always quite annoying to deal with, and mostly I just hadn't really anticipated that, so that's going to be kind of nasty to deal with. If they do, of course, attack with this particular captain, we're going to have to try and fend them off, and they're going to be about as strong as we are, so that's going to be a pretty serious fight. I would also like to potentially bring over the reinforcements from Rhodes. The problem with that is that we are pretty weak in terms of navy. They've got, I think these are triremes, yeah, so they've got 2 triremes here, and then if you look to the west, they have a kinkareme, and that's going to be kind of nasty to deal with as well. We can actually now build the Corvus kinkareme, which is exclusive to the Scipii, and it's going to be very nice, but it's pretty expensive, and I'm not sure we want to do that right now. In particular, we can retrain this bireme, along with recruiting possibly another bireme. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but I think we do need to step up the navy slightly. Obviously, we've got these 5 units on their way to the east, so I'm not sure that's definitely going to be worth the money, but worth bearing in mind. And I had chosen to build some peasants here, but I think realistically Archer Auxilia is probably a slightly better option, slightly more expensive too, but it's got to be worth doing. We have all kinds of problems with public order over in Africa. Not really sure why, but we do need to deal with this somehow. In particular, Demidi, I think, is over here. Demidi, I think, escaped my notice. It's actually been rioting for some time. We're going to drop them to a high tax rate, and they're at least kind of happy for now. And I'm going to recruit some more peasants. And that leaves us with just 900 left to spend. So I can potentially retrain these. Or I can go to Rhodes and recruit the trireme instead. That's probably a slightly better option, to be honest. But I definitely do want to start using this military right here. I was kind of torn about whether to go over to Helicarnassus, because it's very weak. They've got a few sized chariots, but that's about it. Obviously there are allies, and I did want to avoid fighting Pontus, but they just look like sitting ducks right now, and obviously this particular settlement does come with the mausoleum, along with the Temple of Artemis. So that would be very tempting, but I think we're going to have to skip over it. And what I might do with this force is, if we can win the kind of naval war, or the battle for the sea, I guess you could call it, we could go all the way to the north and potentially go for a slightly brazen attack on Byzantium. But I think we've spent all our money for this turn. I do have a diplomat. I should probably keep an eye on him. I think Parthia's got to be pretty close to getting wiped out now. We can see a very large army of Pontus, some rebels, and presumably this is the Parthian capital under siege. We'll soon find out. I think everyone's moved about as much as they can, so we'll end the turn, and I'm pretty sure that Thrace is going to come and attack us. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it. Spain is still dropping the public order situation in Corduba, which is super annoying because I've got a huge military there, but I can't afford to take them out of the town, as they have indeed come to attack this force right here. It says it's pretty evenly matched. This is going to be a big fight, but they are coming with 4 separate armies, so if we can kind of single them out, divide and conquer, we might actually be okay here. We've got no less than 7 command stars on our general as well, so that's nice. And a pretty decent army overall. Obviously we've still got the 3 stacks of Cretan archers. And we can take whatever defensive position we like. I can see a mountain there, so we might actually be able to get away with tucking ourselves right up against a mountain, just using our Cretan archers from a defensive position, but we'll see what it looks like in just a moment. They are going to be coming from pretty much every different direction possible. That's another thing to bear in mind. But all in all, definitely better to be fighting them in small batches instead of as one giant force. And if we win this fight, I can't remember exactly which force we need to take out. I think it's possibly the one with 2 Folksmen. But there is going to be one force in particular that if we can take them out, we will be able to take Athens. I'm not seeing any mountain at all, unless that's the mountain over there. This is actually not anywhere near as good as I was expecting. It's kind of crappy. Okay, maybe this is the best location. It's a little bit of a hill. In fact, it's quite a substantial hill. They are going to have to at least somewhat come over from that direction. I'm definitely leaning towards that. We'll put the Thracian archers out first. Let's put them in spread stance because I think they do have at least a few archers of their own. Something like that. And in the front we've got the hoplites. They're going to be the main force to defend them with. And then we've got Imperial to defend them from the sides in case they go for a cavalry attack. We can perhaps align these properly. That should do. We've got some peltasts and some javelin men we can also use. Arcani I'm not really sure what to do with. They are hidden, which is always something you can use to your advantage, but last time I tried that didn't really work too well. I don't have a huge amount of trust in these guys. Especially now that we have the Marian reforms, I'm probably not going to build any more of them for the rest of the campaign now. They're pretty much inferior to our other options. Still, we can probably just drop them off in the middle somewhere, and maybe catch out someone somewhere. Could even go in the back, just in case someone decides to attack us from behind. And then we've got lots of Hastati. We will line up across the front. This is not really taking advantage of the hill, so I might have to move all of these, but first we'll see what exactly they bring. And there are still a few units left over, so what have we got? Equites, Velites, so we have got quite a few skirmisher units, which we should probably use to our advantage. And some Triarii, once again, we're just going to leave them towards the side so that we can catch out any attempted cavalry sneak attacks, and we'll put one in the back too. But most likely we're going to be moving all of these pretty quickly, so we can see they have got onagers down there. Our Thracian archers are attacking immediately. I think I'm going to take both of my generals here, and I'm just going to go for the onagers as quickly as possible. I'm actually going to take the Equites too, because we want to just completely take that out of the fight, because it could really do some pretty nasty damage to us if we're not too careful. As, wow, we're already being attacked. Pretty badly, in fact, by Folksmen. Okay. Wow, those guys literally appeared right next to us. Okay, slight change of plan. Being attacked from all over the place, and our Thracian archers have even been called out too. I'm not sure exactly where that's happened, but we're already routing. This has really not gone too well to start off with. I didn't expect them to appear this close, of course. So we've lost one unit there. Where actually are our cavalry? So they're over here. You guys are what exactly? Mostly our skirmisher units. Let's see what we can do. So we have managed to rout some Folksmen. I need to be very careful here. I don't like the looks of this. See if we can catch out that general. We've got a very good general here ourselves. If we can rout him, that'd be great. I got a little bit of lag here, so I might have to reload the game, but that's good. We've at least fended them off. That was an unexpected and not at all welcome surprise. They did manage to catch out our Equites on the other side, but I think that's okay. Thracian archer units are still kind of healthy. If we can hit these in the back. We've got the Arcani here. Let's go ahead and engage these from the front. They're coming in to attack here. I do have the Triarii for this. Got to catch them out as they try to flank us. We'll just try and surround them if we can, as managed to break that unit of phalanx pikemen, which is great. Didn't expect that to work quite so well as it did. They got some archers there. We can chase those down with our infantry. Let's bring up our two generals too. We have successfully taken out another, and we're going to go take out these archers. And we're also going to go for the onagers. Okay, so we have fended off their first force. That really did not go to plan. Slightly upset to have lost so many Thracian archers, but we still got most of them alive, and I think that's not too bad, all things considered. These guys are starting to move away, we'll chase them down. And these onagers are sitting ducks. We should be able to pretty much completely clean them out as soon as we hit them. And hopefully we can stop them from firing again. Managed to rout those archers, which is great. They do manage to fire one more time. Just try and ignore all this and go straight for the kill.
The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead!
It's not a family member, so it doesn't really help us too much. They're coming up with some Greek cavalry, which is a general unit apparently, but we're going to need our Triarii to deal with these. We could get caught out. These Triarii have been routed. That's right from the start, that's fine. No worries there. Do not like the look of this. Try and pull back. These guys, we do have some hoplites. Let's run them in, because I think they're going to try and catch out our other units. Bring these back just for safety. Okay, yeah, they are starting to chase down the javelin men. That's fine. Don't mind so much about the javelin men. Triarii coming in. You guys bring out your spears. Maybe slightly too late, but caught him out quicker than expected. Triarii are going to take those out pretty well. Let's bring all these straight back. Still on them to come to us. And this is really the bulk of what Thrace has left. What's this? Folksmen. Slightly dangerous. They are pretty good against the Triarii. They did manage to rout some of our Triarii earlier. Attempt to come up, but I'm going to take heavy losses there. These are Peltas, they shouldn't be getting involved. You guys lower your spears. These guys have regained their courage, that's not what we want to see. I'm still going to go for the charge on the Folksmen, as they actually miss us, so that's great. We managed to rout them. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're just going to rout too. I will try and chase them down. Stuff is all fine, they've abandoned the onagers. I think they've got 2 more onagers up there, but we actually have some time to regroup now. Line all this up. Okay, so what have they got? They've got the onagers up there. They have Folksmen, more Folksmen, more Folksmen. Doesn't look like they really have any ranged units at all. Thracian archers are by far the most precious, so let's make sure we keep them towards the back. I am going to send my 2 generals around to try and catch out those onagers at the back there. And we're going to... let's start skirmishing them. I'm not seeing any cavalry now. Everyone aim for the phalanx pikemen. Guys, group up. Okay. Right, so these 2 are on their way. They're about to get caught out, but we're just going to keep running if we can. I've kind of been caught out, but we're just going to ignore all this if we can. Hopefully our general's not in the midst of all that. Really important that we take out these onagers. We are pretty bunched up over there, and could be pretty dangerous. You guys are Velites, so you should be able to run away from all that. I think one of these has run out of ammo. Triarii. Accidentally selected some Triarii. Okay. Generals are going to successfully charge into the onagers, so they're not going to be able to do too much to us. Ship rout almost immediately, yep. Okay, and now we can potentially take some of these guys from the back. Onager unit is escaping with 6. I guess we should go chase them down, but need to remember to look out for that family member and make sure he doesn't get cornered on the edge of the map, as we are now being charged by the Folksmen. Right, you guys are going to go into fire at will stance, and if we can just lure them into us, that's fine, as they actually rout, so that's great. That is just a Folksman unit, so we'll ignore it. These guys have apparently not yet taken out the Onager unit. running pretty fast. Thracian archers are all firing. It looks like they managed to get off quite a few volleys, so that's all great. They're coming over with phalanx pikemen, so this looks really bad. To get them the hell out of there. But they've been caught out by some phalanx pikemen. That's not good. Okay, equites are routing, that's fine. As long as he didn't get the general, that's not too bad. I'm not going to charge into these, I'm just going to ignore them. Go for the Folksmen instead so we can actually charge a little bit. And let's take all of these and aim for those phalanx pikemen. Charge the Folksmen. I doubt it's going to rout them, but at least done a little bit of damage to them. And these guys should be good to come back now. They managed to rout our peltasts. Okay, lots of Folksmen. No ranged units at all. Need to try and catch out these phalanx pikemen. We should be able to rout them. Shouldn't be too bad. Get through there. So these are mercenary peltasts. They're just going to run away. We have successfully routed the phalanx pikemen. I'm just going to charge into these now. Everything we have. Where's this guy? He about to get caught out? No, he's off in no man's land. Okay, so there's a unit here that's still in the fight. 19 Folksmen.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
Okay, that's great. More Folksmen here, let's chase them down. Bring our general around the side. And I think we pretty much won this fight. There are some phalanx pikemen down there to look out for, but we'll get to that later. Be careful of the general. Someone's been caught. It's just these guys there. I'm not sure why they're taking such heavy losses, but they look to be okay now. Everyone's charging in towards the Folksmen. What's going on down here? Velites still on skirmish mode, so they're going to be alright. General here.
This is no way for a leader to behave.
Yeah, we pretty much won this. So all they've really got left now is that unit of phalanx pikemen down there. It's time to just clean out everything we can. You guys are pretty close to those phalanx pikemen, but I don't think we're in a rush to fight those. Just bring everyone together. Let's general clean out the rest of these, and over there we've got one of our units fleeing the field. 4 mercenary peltasts, that's fine, we don't have to pay their salary anymore. Not too bothered about that. Definitely done their job. Okay, so they've got some peltasts actually, we could catch those out. And honestly, once we've routed the peltasts, I wouldn't be surprised if their phalanx pikeman unit also decides to leave. Have to hope this guy obeys and doesn't start charging towards the phalanx pikeman, which is always a risk. But no, it looks like he is going to listen. He is going to charge down the peltasts, and they are going to break immediately. So my best units for taking on phalanx pikemen are all over here, so I will send them over, although I'm pretty sure they won't get involved. These guys are actually not routing just yet, but I'm sure they will any moment. Okay, 47 phalanx pikemen. Doesn't even look like that much. Looks like less than that. We don't have to worry about these. They're just going to get destroyed. If we just charge them in the back with one of our 2 units, that's going to be completely fine. You guys charge these down. They're not going to make it. There we go. Alright, now let's not get caught out by this. They haven't turned around, in fact they do just flee. Great. Didn't mean to press end the battle, but fine. Okay, so they got a few kills, but still got most of our Thracian archers left alive, and that really is pretty much the whole of Thrace's forces. Completely gone now. They do still have some family members left. They've had very few family members the entire time, to be honest, but we know they have some left. Probably in one of the northern towns. We can start moving in that direction. We should now have Athens, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, we do have it. Great. Okay, so it's immediately unhappy. We can kill 12,000 people for 11,000 denarii, and I think we're going to have to. A suitable husband for Babiana. Confident commander. 30 years old. I don't know how old Babiana is, if she's as young as she sounds. That is way too old for her. Let's have a look. Babiana. God, there are just too many of them. There we go. She's 20 years old. She can do better. We're gonna say no. We'll wait for someone better to come along. SPQR has declared war on the Emilia. That's always gonna happen, so that's not too relevant. Construction report, we've built lots of things. We've got 23,000 in the bank, so that's great. Apsis, let's see if we can make this place slightly happier now. Pantheon. It's certainly tempting. Carthage is actually less happy. We're already building them the awesome temple of Vulcan though, so that's not really gonna be something we can solve right now. We can recruit pretty much everywhere. We have got a very small Thracian army with a one-man onager, which I don't think will even spawn with the actual siege weapon, but we should definitely just finish him off. Okay, he backs off over there. You can see exactly what he's got. So he's got 166 phalanx pikemen, 17 Folksmen, and then like one of these two other units, which will of course be no threat whatsoever. So we do need to deal with the phalanx pikemen, which I think is going to require... This should be able to do it. This should definitely be able to do it. So this one dude is their only ranged unit, and I'm pretty much just going to completely ignore him and throw everything straight over his head. The Folksmen are coming towards us. It's kind of annoying. Should I just turn skirmish mode off, perhaps? I do have my general here. Could just scare him off. It does look like we can actually get a volley off on that. Is it worth specifically targeting a group of 5 men? Perhaps not. But once we've taken them out of the picture, it's literally just the phalanx pikemen left, and we can just shower them with everything we like. That's surely got to be them out of the fight. Yeah, they're going to rout the 2 guys left. We've got their 1 peltast, who I'm not at all worried about. So it's just the phalanx pikemen who are going to try and hold their position, but we're going to be able to very easily take advantage of that. Just use all of our ammo on them. What I should really do is try and surround them to actually make it harder for them to use their shields. And I do also have lots of peeler wielding units who are going to do also very well from range, and I might be able to just completely avoid losses here. They're coming towards these, that's completely fine. So they're still eager, and they're still fresh. Surprised they're not more scared. Still pretty much sitting ducks. Starting to take some losses now. Let's actually bring these back. Go for a kind of pseudo skirmish mode. Okay, let's fire at will. Okay, they've turned around. Have we just run out of... Yeah, pretty much run out of projectiles now. They actually focused down the one guy, which is really not too smart. But they've lost about half their units, half their soldiers from that one unit, and they do just flee. So now we're going to send everyone in that direction to prevent friendly fire, and we're just going to chase them down. Apparently 1 man made it out alive. Not really sure where that happened, but we did manage to take 0 losses, so can't really complain. Also, that one guy is obviously just going to completely dissolve, so nothing to worry about there. Okay, now let's see, can we get back to Corinth? Yes we can, so we'll do that, and then Corinth is immediately very happy. We can repair the market, which we might as well do, and at some point I do need to remember to start destroying some of these temples. As over here in Asturica, we're still building, but they do have the Sacred Grove of Isis, which we have to remember to destroy. Faction announcements, we've got a biographer with Marcus Hostilius for +1 influence. Doesn't really do too much for us, but okay, I'm not sure if influence really matters that much at all. Never really understood that one. But we have now potentially cleared the way to Larissa, and concerningly, it's pretty surrounded by the Brutii. We really don't want them to take that city from us, and it's so readily available and we've done pretty much all the work. Okay, I'm going to step out of Athens, and I'm going to hit this guy. He backs up. We can go slightly further. Athens is very unhappy. If we just recruit some peasants... Actually, let's not do that. Let's send our equites over. That's not really help too much. We drop them to a low tax rate and we do recruit those peasants. I think they should at least not rebel immediately, as they're not going to be able to attack us with anything else. These guys don't have any units, and these guys likewise, so we can just continue to push with our full force. As will this enable us to take the town? Not really sure, but let's go for it. If not, then we can just pretty much just march straight in, and they're not going to have too much left, as we have at least encountered 2 of their remaining family members. I don't think they have too many of those left. Okay, they're coming towards us with... They've got 2 units of cavalry, Thracian mercenaries, which are just infantry units, mercenary peltasts. Illyrian mercenaries I think are also ranged units, so although we do have the ranged advantage, there is some argument for charging in. What I might do is bring my generals round their back. I've also got 4 equites, which I think I'm just going to leave behind. We don't need those at all. We're going to bring these forward. Start attacking as some Thracian mercenaries. Looks like they were hidden there, but they've now appeared. They're going to attempt to maneuver themselves. I think I will start sending up the infantry too. Got to be careful here. They are going to try and catch us out with their cavalry. Greek cavalry there are looking pretty vulnerable, but so are we, and I think we're just going to have to go for the general's bodyguard. Let's see if we can bring up the Triarii, take these on, and all our Triarii in. Might get caught by a charge here ourselves, but we're just going to ignore all that. Let's try and bring these in too. Okay, so our mercenary peltasts have been caught out, but we are going to catch them with the Triarii, and we now do surround them, and I'm pretty confident we're going to take them out, even though we have taken quite a few losses. It's going to be worth it to take him out of the game. Greek cavalry there, we do have to be pretty careful of. Try and grab those, as these are actually really dangerously close to our Thracian archers, and they just turn and flee. Okay, that was considerably easier than I expected. Alright, let's go after the peltasts. And let's not get carried away, because there's still another force coming. Okay, so we've got Thracian mercenaries, mercenary peltasts, we definitely do want to charge those down. Illyrian mercenaries likewise. They are very close to the mercenary hoplites, that's something we do have to bear in mind. Yeah, I'm just going to pull these back. I do manage to rout them, but I have to be very careful. Thracian mercenaries, light infantry. Don't necessarily want to engage those, you guys need to run. We've got some Greek cavalry coming in there. We know they have bad morale, but this could still be pretty nasty. Okay, successfully routed the mercenary hoplites, that's great. Routed these two. In fact, they just have low morale in general, so I've managed to catch them out. Let's try and chase them down. I think this force here is the city defense, so we definitely want to take them out. I think that might actually net us Larissa. Be a bit careful here. Just gonna have to attack these, I think. Pretty badly surrounded. I'm not going to pull them back. Try to support them with the general. I'm going to take some pretty nasty losses, but okay, we're actually routing. So that's pretty bad. I might have to pull out. How are we doing? Victory seems certain. They're very confident. I'm going to pull out. This is very dangerous for the general, who's very good. He's got like 7 command stars. The Triarii are on their way. Minor setback is okay. Take these guys out if we can. As, just, oh my god, what are they doing? They started walking at the worst possible time. Right. Why are they not running? Okay. They managed to get out, that's good. These guys are chasing down various enemy units. If we can turn them around, go for the phalanx pikemen instead. Check back on these. They've managed to get to safety as our Triarii have gone for the attack, but they've been destroyed by the general's armoured bodyguard, and I think we just need to bring everyone up that we can. These guys are looking pretty exploitable. Right, I think we're gonna have to go in with the general. Try and catch them in the back. We've got some Triarii here fighting some Folksmen. I don't think we'll win that one. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Ah crap, they're going for the Thracian archers. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is take them out of skirmish mode. Just so that our actual general can catch up to them. We are going to lose quite a few, that kind of sucks. So let's attempt to regain some kind of order here. Folksmen have successfully routed our Triarii. These guys surely would win, yep. We need to actually get the kill. It's really important that we actually kill the man himself. Where is he? That's not him at the front, so he's right there, he's right in front of us. We have managed to kill him, great. Okay, it's not been the most seamless fight, but we are going to win it. Get these out of here. Save the Arcani too. Over here we've got Folksmen. Managed to rout them, that's great. General can turn around. Okay, let's try and catch these Folksmen in the back, and let's send these guys up to attack as well. We've managed to rout one of them. Triarii we're going to lose. Sadly the Triarii are not replaceable, but they were never going to survive in the long run anyway, so I think that's fine. You guys are coming over, let's make sure we catch out all the Folksmen. Okay, so we've won the fight, but it's really important that we take out as many of the units as we can, in the hopes of taking Larissa too. I'm not sure that's going to work, because we weren't actually besieging it. But let's still try and take out as many as we can. So the numbers of the Thracian archers have dipped slightly, but it's worth it, because Thrace has pretty much completely collapsed now. And I think we should just be able to pretty freely take what's left of their empire from them. As this is not exactly, as a campaign, playing out the way I pictured. Definitely there's a very big incentive to go to the north and take what's left of Thrace. But we're kind of playing a bit of a Brutii campaign at the moment, with the opponents we're fighting. And once we start fighting Gaul, which I'm pretty sure we will because they have that annoying settlement right in the middle of Iberia, we're going to be doing a little bit of a Julii campaign as well. And like I said before, there is a big temptation to fight Pontus instead of Egypt. But I still imagine we'll end up fighting Egypt at some point. As, that is good, we have successfully dealt with them. They did manage to get quite a few kills, that second army in particular managed to catch us out in a few places, but went fairly well. The second army general in particular managed to get lots of kills, though admittedly a lot of that was just from chasing people down. Thracian archers still managed to get quite a few kills. It's all worth it though, definitely, and I will besiege Larissa with just the cavalry units if I have to. Just to stop the Brutii from getting to it. They don't deserve it. As yeah, they're going to actually pull back into the town, but we can besiege it. That means it should be ours. They've got very little in there. They've got Illyrian mercenaries who are going to be pretty bad in hand-to-hand combat. And Athens, I think, will be okay. 22 in the bank to spend, 22k. Let's retrain these. Which is just going to be an armor upgrade because we can't actually train those units ourselves anymore. And the obvious thing to do is to build Imperial palaces and things like that wherever we can. Capua we definitely want to upgrade as much as we can as well. Let's get the Imperial palace there, definitely going to need that. Where else can we do this stuff? Awesome Temple of Neptune for the Corvus Quinquereme. I will actually recruit a Corvus Quinquereme just for the sake of having one of the best naval units in the game and actually using it and actually getting some mileage out of that Temple to Saturn we built. Or is it Temple of Neptune, isn't it? Can chase this guy down if we want to. Another force coming up around the side. No sign of any military though. Got a diplomat in here. Still got some navy left. Not a complete pushover. Okay. I'm pretty sure we're safe now to take our forces from here. Rhodes is not going to be too happy with this. Yeah. Okay. Peasants is a little bit risky. I don't want to just leave Rhodes defended only by peasants. Also, if we get in the ships, then we can no longer reach this navy. What I could do instead is bring these guys over, pick up the military next turn. But I don't think that makes much sense, so what I'm actually going to do is go back in the town, and I'll come back to that one later when I've actually had some time to think about strategy, long-term strategy and things like that. This town is busy. This town, I think we will recruit a Praetorian cohort. I think it's the only town we can actually do that in. So this governor kind of sucks. This town, we can recruit an assassin. I'm not completely against doing that, but no, let's make sure we focus on our actual unhappy towns first. So this place is already building the Awesome Temple of Vulcan. Perhaps we do want to build something. Pantheon, certainly very tempting. Highways would also be good for the income. Let's get an arena in Cirta. I'm pretty sure that the lowest possible setting on the arena doesn't actually cost you anything extra in upkeep, so that's worth doing. Demidi, can't actually build anything there that's going to improve the public order situation. Corduba presumably is already busy. Yep. Elbis is busy, or at least has nothing worth building. Syracuse, this place is, I feel like it's been pretty neglected for some time. If we build the market, that enables us to build the arena. Problem is it also increases population growth, but I don't really see how that matters. First though, obviously we should get the Imperial Palace. I've just noticed we can actually build that there. Awesome Temple of Neptune once again. Can you just get loads of Corvus Quinqueremes from here? But there's no real rush to do so. Let's get the arena in Messana. There's got to be most of our places building now. Lilybaeum can build. Pave roads for 1,200. Got to do that. The easy income. Cyrene can't do anything. Nepte is not very happy. I'm going to recruit some peasants. Idonia can also build. I think I will go for the market. And that appears to be pretty much everything. Highway's not really worth the price. Arena in roads would be good. Public order is going to have a slight downturn there pretty soon. I am going to recruit... I think I'll go for some archer auxilia instead of peasants. That could still be a bit of a frontline town. And... we've really spent all that money already. Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's actually recruit a few more military units in that case. The Sparta can recruit most things. I think I prefer the idea of going to Kydonia. They can't actually recruit anything other than Auxilia there, and Auxilia are pretty bad. So yeah, let's go for the early legionary cohort in Sparta. And I would actually really like a spy. This place is already building a market. I'm pretty sure that actually lets us... Yeah, so the market lets us build a spy, and then what I might do is send the spy over just to see exactly what's going on with Egypt. I can somewhat have a look with the agent here, but it's obviously not ideal. We can only see a very small amount. We will still go and have a look, and we've got this other agent. It's going to go check out the situation with Parthia, as they have lost their town, Pontus. I'm not too sure what's going on with them now. This appears to be a rebel-held area, from the look of the map. Not sure if I missed the destruction of their whole faction. Probably not, because they do have this one town, like, right in the corner of the map, so... They might still hang on for some time, but what I'm hoping will happen is Pontus will go to war with Egypt, and we can kind of pick and choose who we want to side with, and use the additional ally to our advantage. But I think we've done enough for this part, so thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.